I'm Rachel with the Downtown Chattanooga Public Library, and I am super excited to be a part of this summer's Make, Play, Read, Learn program. Today, I'm going to get you started on your very own nature journal. So I'm going to gather my supplies, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've grabbed my supplies, but first, you're probably wondering, what is a nature journal? So scientists and explorers have been recording their findings for hundreds and hundreds of years. And this is what helps us figure out what plants are native to different parts of the world and what they look like. This was especially important in the days before the internet, where you could just, upload a photo online, and people actually had to write down on paper descriptions of the plants and different flora and fauna, which means vegetation, animals that they found when they were exploring different parts of the world. So we're kind of going to be doing that thing. All right, so I've grabbed my stuff, and the most important thing you're going to need is something to write on and something to write with. So in this case, I've got some loose leaf paper, and I've got some colored pencils, but you can use pens, pencils, markers, paints, whatever you've got lying around the house by way of craft supplies. I also started a little journal in this bound notebook that I already had. I'll show you how to get that started later. So that's another option. But for the kinds of things you're going to put in your notebook, in addition, you may need some glue sticks, or some tape in order to bring leaves and other flowers and stuff that you found outside and record them in your journals. So the most important point of a journal is to record the things you see outside in nature and bring it home with you so that you can share with others what you found. So on the first page of your notebook, you're going to want to write your name and the date that you started. This is important because by the end of the book, you'll get to write down what date you finished it, and that'll be super cool because you'll know how far you've come. All right, so here's my first entry in my journal. This is a leaf that I picked and pressed last fall, and it happens to come from a ginkgo tree. So I want to write down and record what type of leaf it is and when I found it. I don't remember the exact date, but fall of 2019 is still a pretty good estimate of time. So I'm just going to write that down next to my leaf here. And there you go. It's that simple. So I've got a blank sheet over here, and I can do a couple other things with that. I could put a different flower or a leaf here, or I could draw a little picture of what the leaf looks like, or I could make a leaf rubbing, which is what I'm going to show you how to do next. So for today's nature journal entry, I'm going to show you how to make a leaf rubbing that you can put into your book or collection of loose leaf papers, construction papers. So what I've done is I've got a little oak leaf that I picked from the tree outside of my yard. Always make sure you're getting permission when you're grabbing flowers or leaves or little things from outside. If it's in your yard, it's probably okay, but maybe check with a caregiver or a parent if it's not, immediately in your front yard. But here's how to do a leaf rubbing. So we've got our construction paper here, and any kind of paper will work, really. Notebook paper, you'll have those lines on top, but still does the same thing. So what we're gonna do is place our leaf underneath our paper. And this is cool with colored pencils or regular pencil, but remember where you place the leaf, and then literally we are just going to color over top of it. And look, can you see the oak leaf turning up? All right, go. You can go back over it if you don't think it's dark enough. I'm pressing just hard enough so that it rubs, but not too hard, so that the leaf underneath is hurt. And look what we've got there. You can't see it super well from this angle, but on my end, you can see all the individual veins of the leaf that come from the center stalk and go out into each of its little points there. Super cool. And we could leave it like this, and this could be a whole page of leaf rubbings that we put into our book or our collection. Or, and if you've got a tinier little book like I've got, we could cut this out and glue that to the page, and then voila, fill in your entry. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you that you can add to your nature journals is how to press leaves so that they're nice and dry and flat, so that then you can put them inside of your journals. So all you're going to need for this is some leaves that you found outside and some wax paper if you have it. This is only so that when you press the leaves flat, they don't leave green marks or wet spots on the books or whatever you're using to press your materials. But it's not necessary to do the actual pressing. We've got our leaves here. We've got the oak leaf from earlier. We've got a conifer from outside, and this is called a sensitive plant, and it's already doing the thing that it's famous for, which is curling up. So let's get this bad boy pressed pretty fast before it completely folds in on itself. So all we're gonna do is get our wax paper and organize them how you want. It's best to lay them flat. I don't think this guy is gonna press very well, but, and then literally just fold it in half, and then we're gonna put this under something really heavy. Okay, so all I've done is taken those leaves in the wax paper and put them inside my book, and then I put a bunch of other heavy books on top of it so that it's nice and squished flat. You can use whatever you have around. The heavy box, some bricks. I don't know why you'd have bricks, but I'm thinking of gardening and stuff outside, so hey, maybe have bricks. But here I'm just gonna quick show you an example of one I did a couple weeks ago. This is my honeysuckle plant. So as you can see, it is flat as a pancake. So we're gonna try and put this into my nature journal now, just using some glue and some tape. All right, so as you can see, it's just a little bit bigger than the page itself, but that's okay. I don't mind leaves sticking out. I think it looks kind of cool. And plus, then you know what's inside. So all I'm gonna do is just generously cover this page in some glue. Oh, hey, look at that, my glue stick's empty. That's cool. You should always check your crafting materials before you start. All right, back with the glue stick that actually has some glue in it. So now I'm just gonna generously coat this page using some glue. Normally, when I did my my leaf on the other page, I kind of just put the glue on the back of the leaf, but this honeysuckle has so many different tiny parts and tiny pieces that I'm just gonna, it's easier to just put the glue directly on the page. So, whoop, yeah, this is side up. I call it side up because it's got all the flowers right where I want them. So I'm just going to gently press, so that everything gets nice and stuck to the page. And then I'm just gonna let this sit, because if I close the book right now, the pages are gonna stick together. Okay. Then, since I know what kind of flower this is, and I know when I put it in my book, I'm going to write on the opposite page of my journal what it is. All right. There you go. So there you have it, guys. Giving you a couple ideas of how to start your nature journal and how to keep up with it throughout the summer. Hopefully I'll be posting some more videos of some extra cool things that you can do later on. I will also be adding to the end of this video some illustrations from friends of mine who also keep nature journals, and they like to draw on theirs and keep pressed flowers, and it's super cool and you will love it and hopefully get some ideas from it. Thanks for joining me today for this little program, and I hope you have a good rest of your summer. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Here's some other journaling examples from my fellow librarians, Courtney and Mamie. As you add to your journals throughout the summer, be sure to snap a pic for social media and tag the Chattanooga Public Library on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We love to see the progress you're making and can't wait to go on this nature journey with you. Have a great day!